Hey, so first up, our quote for the week this week is move swiftly as the winds and closely formed as the wood, attack like the fire and be still as the mountain. And our title for this week is mistakes were made, people died. So switching over, we will bring this up, go full screen, and we'll get started. All right. So first up, what we have is our new players and I coming in with um, pretty good team comp to fight off the enemy team here. The other team has a strong Yasuo in mid lane. Their Pantheon also caused a world of trouble, and we were a little bit worried about the Kayle snowballing. So those were kind of our early game team considerations. On the flip side of this, and that's a pretty aggressive spot for early Kayle. Looks like they're waiting to ambush and see if Ahri face checks in. Of course, she didn't. And meanwhile, we got some good ward placed here. This ward could have been a little better, maybe over here, give us a little forward warning of a invade. They're playing around in mid lane already. That's awesome. That Deadly Mellow, I appreciate how long you're sticking with me, but you do not need to leash past that first item, right? You need to get in lane here and start to make sure that you get your CS taken care of so you can run into lane just a little sooner on that. I nevertheless appreciate that good head start. All right, now early on, I don't know what their wolf is doing. Had a pretty good wave clear on the first two camps, but now he's roaming around causing who knows what kind of trouble. Not sure what's going on. I saw him do this, and I'm like, okay, Yi versus Wolf with the element of surprise. I'm gonna go get this guy. I'm pinging this out a whole bunch of times. Pinging hazard, pinging hazard. Now I'm pinging, come help me get this guy. And didn't even need help. Got first blood off that, so that was awesome. I'm not sure what he was doing. At this point, I'm healing up, and I'm gonna come around and try to transition gank as soon as I can get a little bit of life back. So I'm thinking, okay, Pantheon's pushed up pretty far. As long as I'm topside, might as well go do that. I think Yasuo has some sense of what's going on, and he definitely saw me with the ward right there. I did not know that ward was there. So he was totally baiting me at this point, which is pretty smart of him because I think he had that well under control. So in the future, I need to be taking a red sweeper. I haven't done that yet still. Okay, now on the other side, we're starting to see high damage Vel'Koz and good support here. And you guys just kept perma pushed out and kept putting poke down. Now this has some pros and cons. Pro is, with the other champions always sitting at half health, it is tempting to come down and try to, from a jungler's perspective or mid laner's perspective, come gank. But the con is that when the lane is pushed up this far, they're sitting there under tower, and it's really hard to dive, especially at an early level. So what I want you guys to do next time you play like this is to continue poking and being aggressive as you are. You guys are doing awesome like that. See, like right there, boom. But what I want you to do, see, I can't actually go under tower and dive, or I get shotted down almost to all the way. So like, I really can't gank for you guys when your lane is pushed up this far. You guys have got to pull the lane back a little bit, and then they'll be out in the open. It'll be a much better opportunity. Meanwhile, the opposite is not true, right? They can very much easily gank for you. Like Yasuo, I think I would have followed up, been a little more aggressive than he was just now, and gone all the way in on the two of you. Especially with multiple, that would have been a 4v2. I'm not sure why he didn't just fully engage. But the point is, when you guys are pushed up this far, it is pretty tricky to assist and influence bot lane at all. And the only reason you want to push all the way to the tower is if you think you're going to take a plate off the tower, right? But you haven't yet touched the tower. The other team is doing a great job of holding the wave right where they want it, which keeps them safe and puts you guys at risk. And again, you see like another attempt from the jungler here. Now, by the way, this jungler was doing some weird stuff. It ended up doing an invade of my jungle a couple times at different points in the game, and that's something I want to try to watch because they were continually out of position, and the jungler is what kind of fed me in this whole process. Cool. Still running the route, running way ahead of the enemy jungler on CS. That's kind of nice. Not much I can do up there because your lane is also pushed in and there's not even anybody to contest. So what I'm going to go do is invade their blue. Mildred, you're doing great on mid lane here. Running a level lead on Yasuo, putting a little poke down, avoiding him jumping around. When you're playing against Yasuo though, make sure to stay clear of your own minions, which is counterintuitive because he can use those for mobility purposes. He can skip right down the line and drop a EQ combo on you. So maybe playing a little more against Yasuo is something I can help out with actually to get you practice against how to avoid the high mobility potential of him. Oh yeah, so here's the wolf. I have no idea what he's doing up all the way up here. He's trying to go into vertical jungling and try to deny me creep scores, but it's just not working out. He's so far behind in CS that whatever pathing he's decided on, I get the intent is to isolate bot lane. And let's see. I think we get the wolf, but we lose to the Pantheon. Yeah, that Pantheon gave us quite a bit of trouble actually. Still not bad. And then cool. Let's see what else is going on. You guys are continuing to play very aggressive. I'm assuming that Vel'Koz's damage scales really well. I don't know much about Ilui, except that that champion is very tanky, and that if you get good positioning on the tentacles, that's pretty awesome. I know that the support was playing a lot better than the Kayle was as far as positioning all that stuff. Okay, so like here's another case. We're in a 1v1. Why would you engage Yi in the middle of a river without your mid laner? And the Yasuo was right to come to try to roam on that. But since Ahri's been able to wave clear pretty well and push in and do a little poke, and since I'm able to threaten, not that I was able to get much damage done, we were able to go take, I think, 4 different Drakes this game. We even got one of the Elder Drakes, so that was pretty awesome. And I appreciate the help. Good job reprioritizing target. We took him down fast. With no jungler, they have no way to contest. I had smite up. That ward right there is pretty good ward for them. So again, I need to take red trinket. Yasuo's doing a great job running around and being mobile. And here what I'm doing is kind of denying some creep, or CS score I mean. And I'm not even sure why the wolf runs forward right by straight into, well, okay, no, honestly that was a good assist. But hopefully I'm able to take out the wolf. Anyway, I'm just counter invading his jungle in the meantime. And that way I can go put a little pressure on Yasuo and make sure that Ahri is feeling comfortable in her lane. So yep, gotta keep wave mid cleared. I think I know kind of what he's doing, which is he wants to be able to dive the bot laners. I think either he's guessing or has identified that's our weakest lane. Nevertheless, oh, and that's when your dive is when you've got your own friendly minions pushed all the way up. But in this case, just a quick counter gank was able to secure a 1-for-1 on those 2 kills. So yay for counter ganking and being in the right position. Meanwhile, I think I'm pinging this out like crazy if I remember correctly. And that Yasuo's sitting there waiting in a bush. We saw him go up. I've got that control ward survived almost the entire game. I'm not sure why they didn't walk through and take that out. Yeah, so like, see, he knows the control ward's there, but nobody actually took that. And yeah, this is me trying to make sure that you guys back up. This is a trap. Being stuck in that spot is a total trap because you can't retreat from that point. So when they've got 3 people up in river or in top lane, that's something you want to be careful of. And I was going up to counter gank, but it was going to be way too late, which is why I was pinging like crazy. I know you saw that, Mildred, so that's good. All right. Let's see. Okay. See where the lane is again? It's again super pushed up. This time you guys are doing damage on turret. If you are going to do damage on turret, get in there and womp on it. Otherwise, don't push the lane up quite this far. Just kind of more last hit, keep it casual on the minion wave, and try to play more towards the center of your lane where you guys aren't so easily outflanked, and the other team is so easily dived. If I kept looking at this lane, thinking, oh my goodness, I would love to get some early Kayle kills, and their support's not that tanky. So I was really hoping to see them about here at half health. And if they were here at half health, I'd come screaming out there like only Master Yi can, and end up stacking kills one after the other. Yay, you can't chase an Ahri. That's awesome. Good awareness on that, by the way. Even though, yeah, we just knew they were missing. I think we were pinging out, but we'd seen them a little bit earlier. So good job. We do need to take a sweeping lens and clear out some of these enemy wards. That's something I got to work on. Garen, you're doing great. Looks like Pantheon's trying to lie in ambush here, but I'm not really sure what he's accomplishing since he has no assistance. And a Garen versus Pantheon at level parity is a pretty tight fight either way as far as I can tell. At this point, with your wave coming in so nicely, and with Pantheon up there, oh, this is a case where we should not have taken the Pantheon and Yasuo. One or the other maybe, but not both. And that was a great skill shot by the Yasuo there. Nevertheless, I'm not sure if they actually get Drake or not. I don't think they do. And in the meantime, Garen's had lane priority long enough and just like free wave clear. By the way, this is a case where I think you're going to die either way. So you might as well take down the tower. If you know you're going to die, you might as well put some damage on that objective. That's a case where like there's absolutely no retreat. Oh, I think I get in and gank him. Do I? No, not this time. It was a different time. Oh yeah, he stays in lane. This is also a case where we caught the wolf way out of position. He was up here trying to do his vertical jungling thing again, and had no idea we had wards. And oh man, this was such a fun gank. Paching, paching, paching. Worth it. Awesome. Okay, so basically, let's speed this up even a little bit more. It seems like everything is going great, right? We've got more towers, we've got the Drake, 1-to-1, going okay in basically all lanes. Their Yasuo is definitely their best player. Their Wolf is definitely their worst player. Our bot lane is a little weak in terms of positioning. Our top lane and mid laner is doing great. Ahri's roaming. Jungle's happening. Let's speed this up. See, we just crushed mid lane tower. Ahri's roaming over there. That's perfect. Good roam, good roam. I like it. Ends up not working out, but that's okay. I appreciate the thought there. Basically, at this point, we should be playing around their Yasuo. Every other member of that team, except maybe the Pantheon, we can take. And the Pantheon, we can certainly still 2v1. And cool. Got a little overextended there. That's okay. I think we at least got a kill out of that, and we're still running ahead on KDA. Yep. Let's start to strategically think about what's happening here. Okay. So 1-for-1 on kills on that fight. Again, it's the Yasuo that's starting to carry their team. If we look at items, the Yasuo is running a full crit build plus lifesteal, probably building Bloodthirster, something like that, or Mercurial Scimitar. That's basically when Yasuo starts to hypercarry. That's a big problem. Our bot lane keeps getting caught out. So you guys cannot be pushing that far ahead, especially when you know it's a 2v3 or 2v4 possibility. So that seems to be a repeating theme here. Bot lane, play more safe, don't get caught out. Ahri, good roam. Super Ahri defending the tower, that's awesome. And I do like use of the dematerializer beam to just drive people back, even though they weren't going to secure a kill that way. Okay, now watch, you can see Pantheon coming in. Are you guys pulling back? No. Okay, so bot lane, you guys are way out of position. I think that's the third or fourth time. And early game, you were able to push up without getting punished too bad. But at this point in the game, they're just continually roaming and they're just feeding off you guys. So you want to play it a lot safer. And then Ahri, amazing mobility. That's the thing that Ahri does best, which is get out of tight spots like that. It's one reason that's one of my favorite characters. Okay, now here's where I decided I can't quite 1v2 them, but I can at least keep the pressure off bot lane for their two normal bot laners. And with three of us, we can definitely get in there and wipe out all of them. Again, running from the Yasuo though. The Yasuo is the issue. And even the Wolf. Like that one, boom, can get the kill. And now I'm going to deliberately run from Yasuo. Nope, don't run towards Yasuo, although in this case with the 4v1 we're good. Okay, so, going to pause. Look at the death timers. All they have is Pantheon, and we know he's in top lane, fully engaged against Garen. There are 4 of us and a strong minion wave in mid lane. Okay, see how I'm pinging out the tower? What we need to do in this is we need to crush all the way down to the inhibitor, and we need to do it fast. And Garen, if you can even collapse towards mid lane, that would be great. You don't even have to push top tower. We need to get in there so fast and crush down this tower. And after we do that, we need to stick together and engage a team fight. Now, how should we be team fighting? The Vel'Koz is in the right position. Ahri should be sort of in between Vel'Koz and me. And Illaoi is pretty tanky. Illaoi should be up front with me to try to peel and brawl. So, yeah, that was me being Leroy Jenkins. Sorry about that. But this is going to come up a couple times throughout the game, is that we are not in a formation to team fight based on our player strengths. And yeah, Garen's doing awesome there, but I think you cannot, you can't. Yasuo's too fed at this point. So if you get pushed on like that to split push, just get out of there. And again, I'm not sure what their wolf is doing. I think we're able to take out another kill, again, because that control ward has been up all game, which is awesome. Yeah. And they're trying to protect their wolf, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, it did this game. So this game we were looking at, what are they doing? Why are they attacking Varian? We all roamed over there as a team. That was awesome. And at this point, I think we're able to catch some people out, which is great. I got rooted, but I'll catch back up because speed Yasuo. And they are counter collapsing right now. So this is a point in time where we need to be really careful. And yep. Okay. Now, team fight formation, right? Like we all ran around and went crazy. What should team fight formation be? Good job, tanks coming with me on this. That's perfect. And then what we need to do is rotate and pivot. And this is a case now where I'm out of position. So I should be sticking with the larger group because I think I'm one of the bigger damage dealers, although not necessarily the tankiest one. So I like that Garen and Illaway are up front this time, and Vel'Koz should be following in the back, and I should be right in there to deal damage. And we're able to quickly take down Drake this way. Ari, unless you're cruising through there to clear vision, stick with the group at this point because we're getting ready to basically team fight again. And okay, so now we've got their Yasuo down. Did amazing, by the way, zipping around. With their Yasuo down, we should be charging right down mid. Like, forget it. All they're doing is they're wasting our time while Yasuo's on the timer. Yasuo's got 39 seconds on the clock, and we have an open lane to mid inhib. Right here, if we stayed as a group before, we could charge in right with these minions. We don't even need the minions. We can go in right here and knock this entire inhibitor out, and then we can rotate and start to put pressure on either of the two other lanes. We need to ignore these champions. So you guys are charging in, I'm charging in, we're all trying to get kills on these, and it's just totally wasting our time. This is the point in the game where mistakes were made. So I would argue at this point, if we had stayed on target, which is a classic, like trench run thing to do, we could have gone in, even with Darth Vader on our backs, gone in full throttle and took out that inhibitor and maybe one of these two towers before Yasuo could come back on timer. Then we can carefully back away and engage another team fight where we can start to pick up an advantage. So let's watch what happens here. Whole lot of nothing, am I right? And cool. I'm almost able to get the inhibitor down. If I had a full team behind me, I think I could have taken this tower too, because all they've got over there is Yasuo, and 2 or 3 of us could have taken that out. And at this point, we get wiped out because 3 of us are coming in later. I'd already died trying to get that tower down. And at this point, we're getting steamrolled. We get knocked all the way back into base. Ari makes a heroic defense. But this is the point when we've lost the game. Like, it was that decision right there. Going after them while we had their carry on timer, instead of trying to make sure that we end it and take out the Nexus. Okay, so in general, feedback on this game. Our bot lane, you're going to want to watch that skill capped episode or that Pro Challenger Guide episode on how to manage the minion wave and make sure that you're in a safe and good position throughout the game. You guys were pushing the wave so hard on one hand that you were in a very far forward position that makes it hard to gank for you and also puts you guys at high risk of a counter gank or a gank. By the way, good job split pushing, and then good job run. Yep, perfect. That was a good move, by the way. But here's the problem. You can't run that far because now we're in a 4v5 team fight. And so you're, again, the only survivor because only Ari is that fast. So yeah, I guess Garen survived, but you get the point. You guys need to recall immediately and defend that spot. They're going to come crushing down. They did not lose focus on the goal, which is to kill the Nexus, and they're coming straight through mid lane to do it, which you'll see later. Okay, so yeah, bot lane positioning. Garen, keep being Garen. Garen is so broken. I think the jungling went okay, especially with some of the mess ups on the part of the other jungler. And then mid laning did a good job fighting off a great champion, and then also a good job roaming, and a good job not getting caught in fights. But think about your team fighting dynamics. And for all of us, we all need to think about team fighting positioning. Each of our champions had a clear role in a team fight, and we didn't stick to them, and we broke up at the wrong times, and we tried to call shots, but I don't think we all followed the shot calling going on. So keep in mind, this is like Ender's Game. Keep in mind that the enemy's gate is down. All right, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.